Last time on Click Church, we talked to Mar, an art history instructor, a bit about why Jesus' skin color varied so much back in the day.
They would purposely do this thing and create a syncretic belief system, so that means it's like a synthesis of an old native belief system and like a Christian one.
There's a whole lot more we talked about having to do with depictions of Jesus, and here's what else we talked about.
See how this guy is exactly like that Greek one?
Yeah.
So that's because of that quote where the good shepherd metaphor, right? I'm the good shepherd, lays down his life for the sheep. Pre-600 pictures of Jesus are good shepherd Jesus.
And then after
Jesus
that
becomes King Jesus after that, yeah. So, and that would be like Pantocrator, like that one you had is a really old, from a church in Rome that I immediately recognize because I like it. The Pantocrator is like the ruler of everything, right? And they kind of appear around like there's overlap, but I would say like the older ones are shepherd and then the newer ones are Pantocrator, like ruler. There's also a couple like conqueror Jesuses.
Interesting.
That's not that popular.
Yeah.
But you see that sometimes too in that time period, and it's because of like aggressive expansion, I think, of the Byzantine Empire. But speaking of like skin color, this one's from the 6th century. He's even specifically darker than the Peter and Paul next to him.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, right? Like they must have assumed he was darker because of where he's from, maybe. But I think it also shows that they were just, it's not a value judgment, basically. And they maybe wanted to make him seem like a real person. There's also other secret Jesuses that I couldn't find.
Secret Jesuses?
Yeah, so another thing was that because it was illegal to be Christian for a long time in the Roman Empire, there's like secret Jesuses everywhere. One of them in that list is the Catacomb of Marcellinus. Like, they mixed Christian and pagan things again. The reason you have the imagery, right, is so you can convey a message. So you should use what you already have that people know what it means to, like, convey it again, right? And, you know, most people are illiterate. So in mosaics, it's kind of hard to date them sometimes because in the Byzantine Empire, they had a canon. Again, that would be like making everybody the same all the time. And it's like for 800 years, they did stuff exactly the same. So it's hard to see who's who, but Jesus is pretty much always like a king. So in all over Greece, like Orthodox churches and stuff, Russian churches, they have Jesus like a king.
I didn't know about like the Emperor Jesus type of thing before. That's so interesting to me.
You could tell why it's not that popular. The other main source, though, of images of Jesus is books, like manuscripts. You could kind of see how images get transferred like over long distances. Like, so someone who would have never been a certain place copies something exactly like how it is. I didn't study a lot of Renaissance art, but you know, probably the way they made Jesus then is sort of like how an ideal man would look.
Yeah.
You know? And that's because they were trying to like kind of harken back to the Platonic ideal of classical art. So Platonic ideal is like the heavenly perfect of like a body or a face. So that's what Jesus is, right?
There's still a lot more to get to when it comes to Jesus and art history, eventually leading to our current history, as well as depictions of other religious figures. And we're going to talk about that in the next video.